Hi all, welcome to another video session. In this video tutorial, we will be covering upon OOPs. What are OOPs in C# or any other language. So currently we will be covering in C#. It almost same in other language as well. So that's the video topic we are going to cover today. So what's our OOPs? Let me tell you what are OOPs. OOPs are generally asked in the interview questions also. What are the OOPs? Like you have to explain that. OOPs means object oriented programming. It's an object oriented programming. Underlying operations are available, which they are asking like what is polymorphism, what is inheritance, what is abstraction, what is a civil class. These are things are asked. So we are already covering our interview series where I am explaining what are the definitions of these things. So you can follow that as well. The links will which there are YouTube shorts which are available and you can follow that also. So in this today's tutorial, it will be a demo where I will be explaining how it is working in the application level, how we are doing that and how we are achieving that we will be covering in this today's video.
सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे चैनल को और दबा दे बेल बटन को एंड सेट इट टू ऑल फॉर फुल नोटिफिकेशंस.
This video is shooted in the multilingual, so it will be available in English as well as in Hindi. If you are comfortable with Hindi language, you can go watch that Hindi version of that. And if you don't know Hindi, like you are living in a place like in Hyderabad and in other city where you are not aware of Hindi language, how you can you're not able to understand Hindi, then you can watch this English version. Object-oriented programming is about creating objects that can contain data as well as method. Object-oriented programming has several advantages over procedural programming. Procedural programming is about writing procedures or methods that perform operations on the data. And you can say like object-oriented programming is fast and easier to execute. Object-oriented programming provides a clear structure of the program, which helps to keep the C# code dry. Don't repeat yourself. It has many advantages that we will be covering today, and also makes it possible to create fully reusable code. Reusable code in the sense like I can create a base entity and after that I can use a inheritance in that case, and it will be very easy for us because a base entity can be used, that class can be used by a product class, can be used by a category where the parameters are common, like we can use that, or methods are common that we can do that. So first, what are the classes and what are the objects that we will be covering today? Classes and objects are main aspects of object-oriented programming. I have this program.cs. This is one of the class. You can say like you can see here solution valid. It's a class. For example, I have this palindrome. Palindrome is a class. It's a palindrome line is a class. I will right click on this and I will add this class. So class keyword, you can see the extension. Extension is CS extension. Wherever you are getting a CS extension, it's a class extension. I'll tell you one of the example. Like fruit is a class. Inside that there is a different objects, like we have apple, mango, banana, and you can just an example of like some food. We have some food and the food is a class, and inside the objects are like we have some oats, we have some millet, we have some quinoa, we have some pulses, you can say like beans. We have, these are the objects. So this is how like you can understand what are the class and what are an object. Class I have already told, this is the class. Like how we can create an object of a class using a new keyword. I already created here, and you can see like in program.cs I created this. You can see like var s1 is equal to new solution valid. This is how like we are creating our object like using the new keyword. Like we have this is it's a class name we are mentioning here. It's just adding a var keyword you can use, or you can use the, if I hover it here, like you can see like solution valid is only showing. Or I can do one thing, like one small way I can do solution valid or as var. So var is the data type which can take the like data type as per the whatever condition you have written inside this RHS. Like so generally we use var keyword. I am using var keyword and it's very helpful. Instead of writing the whole class name, I can use a variable var keyword. That is very helpful. Create an object main way, like you are creating an object of a class like using this new keyword. One more way is there, like we can create a constructor. name we have this constructor. We have to create a constructor. It's a controller, and there we are mentioning what objects of class we have to use create an object. Like we have some, I have some like MB context. This is a class. This is a class you can find. This is a context class. This is available in the data layer. Okay, let me show you this one as well. This is the class MB context. This is inheriting from some other class. This also we will be covering in inheritance in a while. Like we will cover that also. Like for now, like let's go to categories controller. We wrote this class name and created a variable name, any variable name, and then we are writing another variable name, and then we are initializing to the this one, and this variable name is equivalent to this one. Private read only MB context is the class name, and it's a variable name. Again we are writing the class name in the constructor, and this is another variable we are initializing, and the old variable that we initialize is equal to that variable, and old variable only we are using for any kind of stuff like taking this dot categories. We have some db set, these things. If you know, don't have any idea about db set and these things, you can follow our other projects like SPR and MVC.NET frameworks, .NET Core also we covered web API one, and we are soon planning for MVC uploads of .NET Core as well, like the current version, which is the 7 version. One video is already made, one video. You can follow that one video. I'm sure it will be helpful for you. Like this is how like you are creating an object of any class. So we understood like how we can create an object of a class. Now we will be working. Let's cover some other topics as well. One more thing, like we can create different object of a class as well. Like I can create a two object of a class as well if I want, using the new keyword. That's also possible here. And many people prefer like there should be a one object only creation over the cycles and these things, so they follow some design patterns as well in ASP.NET and MVC. Nowadays like we work with .NET Core, so like we have some dependency injection and different lifecycle options are available. So there like we mostly don't follow that design patterns, but in earlier .NET framework projects we used to follow design patterns. So that design patterns series will also be there. Like what are the different design patterns and these things? Like hold on for a minute, let me open my connect to the power. Yeah, I was saying about the design patterns also, like we will be covering us soon, that there might be some users like or some candidates who are using the ASP or MVC.NET framework till now. If you are using, like I would prefer you to go migrate that application to .NET Core. That will be very helpful for you. Like it has many advantages, but if you are using like, then you have to follow the design patterns. We will cover that also. And some candidates are asking like what are data structures and algorithm, because is it important or not? That also we will be covering in a separate series. We will be adding that, will be very helpful. Like in one video I can't explain that, but obviously like I will be explaining in this one video. Like you will be able to understand everything in just one video. Okay, so I was saying like I can create a second object of a class as well. Like I can use here like this var s2. I'm not getting the suggestion. Why I don't know why I'm not getting the suggestion. So okay, I'm not getting the suggestion. I can do like this, string s equal to s2 dot longest prefix strs. This is also work because I created second object, so I can create multiple objects as per my need. If you need that, I would not suggest you to create multiple objects, but this flexibility also you have in the C#, so you can create multiple objects as well. So I was talking about what are the class members are available there in a class. Like you can see, like I have some class members. I can define different parameters I can define here. Might be I'm having some parameter. Let me show you some of the class I have. Okay, what I can do, like yeah, I have some webstar.csv. If you are following my LinkU series, I created a class there. I might be like, I'm not uploaded yet, but I will be uploading that LinkU series as well, like soon. I think it's pending currently. So we have some webstar series class. So here like different parameters are available, like we are declaring an integer, with integer data type we are declaring a variable, sorry, parameter web id, web star name, that is a string. I added as a default, you can say like question mark. This is not necessary, you can avoid that question mark as well. You will get some exception in that case, but I would say like you can avoid that. Okay, by default string is a nullable only. Integer you can add a nullable, integers are not nullable by default. So these are the things like classes, we have some different parameters. So this is all like these are the different fields available in our classes. And next topic, like what is constructor. Constructor, already I shown you constructor, like constructor is created into ctr keyword, and its name is same as the name of the class. Already showed you a few minutes ago, and we were declaring some objects. We were creating some objects. There is the constructor. Constructor is a special method that is used to initialize object. The advantage of constructor is that it is called when an object of a class is created, and it can be used to initialize values for a field. आप constructor इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, कोई भी आप क्लास को इंस्टेंशिएट कर रहे हैं तो उस दैट केस आप कंस्ट्रक्टर का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है, जैसे आपका यहाँ पे डिफ़ॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है, एक कॉपी कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है, और आपका पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर भी होता है, और एक स्टैटिक कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है. पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर जनरली आपका इस्तेमाल होता है जब आप कोई भी क्लास को इंस्टेंशिएट कर रहे हैं, जैसे कोई आपका कंस्ट्रक्टर में आपको डिक्लेयर करना पड़ता है क्लासेस का नाम, ताकि आप उसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. और स्टैटिक डिफ़ॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट कॉल होता है, तो उसको आपको लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं, वो एक विदाउट पैरामीटराइज कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है. And we have some different deconstructor, we have some copy constructor and these things, so that we are not covering here. Like different access modifiers. What are the different access modifiers available in C#? That also we will be covering today. Like already a C# interview series is going on, where I'm already covering these things, but I am creating this dedicated video so that you can understand in one video, and demo also I am providing. Like seriously, I have some three access modifier: public, protected, private, and internal. What are these things like that we are covering today? Public, already I created this public class. This code is accessible for all the classes. This code is accessible for all the classes, but on the second hand, like we have some private class that the code is only accessible to within the same class. Let me create a class. I was explaining the private keyword, so let me create a class with a private, spelling mistake, private MB. This is the class. This is the class private. I added a string parameter as a private. I added as a string, and then what I will do, let's take this class. So I have to write a name here. So private test MB equal to new private MB. It's the class name I am writing here. Okay, the class name I write here. Now what I will do, I'm console.writeLine. Of some feature console.writeLine. In Python we have some what we have. We have some print command. So let me write here hello, and after that I will be what I will be doing, I have this private test MB dot, okay, where's the name? Did you find the name? Did you find the name? Name is not available. Like if I hard code this like this, you can see like private mb.name is inaccessible due to its protection level. So if I what I will do, if I will do like this public, now it's accessible. Okay. Now if I run this command, if I run this in private, the code is only accessible within the same class, not from the other class. It's not accessible from the other class. Yeah, you can see like I'm getting hello meet available, it's there because I said as a public. And so this is like I can do console.writeLine, and then I can do hello. Let me run this and see what data we are getting. Okay, I print like, see, you are getting hello meet here, A protected one, the code is accessible within the same class or the class that is inherited from that class. Let's see an example of protected also, like in the real time scenario what example we can use. I'm creating a class, new class with some name, class MB. I have a class MB, and there I am declaring a protected field, protected, and integer of a. Okay. And then I can create this is how like I'm creating a constructor, you can say, like constructor. This is how like a constructor is created. Non-parameterized constructor is this is created, and I can assign any variable to the value to that. Like for example, let me assign any value. Let me do one thing, like instead of integer, let's design as a string, and I have a, and here in the a I will write a word Sayuri. And now what I will do, like I wanted a protected one. So protected, as I told, like it will be accessible only when we do some inheritance on the same class. So what I will do, let me create one more class. Now I'm creating a one more class, and what I will do, I will create a second class. Let's rename it Rohit. Let's name it Rohit. Just giving a random name. Okay, and just assigning to I'm using inheritance. Now this is a like inheritance I have used here. This is a single inheritance. We are going to cover inheritance soon in this video only. So like we are using a like this is the child class. This is inheriting from this base class. So we use a colon for that. Okay. Now what we will be doing? Now we will be creating a parameter public string get MB return a. Okay, return a. Now what I will be doing, I'm creating the objects of that. Seriously, so I will be creating the object of the first class, that is MB, var obj1 equal to new MB. Similar way, I will be creating a second object that is equal to new, that was Rohit. Rohit was a class. I had a Rohit class, which is now what I will be doing, console dot, I'm not getting console dot title. Okay, value of a is get MB. This is the get MB. Let me run this. Let me see like what data I am getting here. Any errors, whether we are getting or not, that also like we will be checking. Okay, value of a, you can see here I got Sayuri. And this is how like I can work with a protected one also. But so what I did, let me explain you a bit what I did in this specifically for the protected access modifier. Let me explain you again what is the protected. Protected, this code is accessible within the same class or in a class that is inherited from that class. Okay, so what I did here, I had a class MB where I had a protected string A, and I created a constructor and assigned some value to that. Now I am inheriting that like Rohit is inheriting that class MB, and there like what is there, there I am like string get MB, and I am returning a here, like I'm getting this value of the a. And what I will do, like I am using this, then I am using this console.read line. Before that I am creating the objects of this var obj1 equal to new MV, and obj2 equal to new Rohit, and I am getting obj2 dot get MV, like simple. One more thing, like let me show you here, is it possible or not, like let me show you here. This is like a small thing I will be doing here. I did a equal to, now let me run this without adding to constructor. Let me show you whether I'm getting the same result or not. I'm getting Sayuri easily, like, so either way, like I can create a constructor and do that, or directly I can assign directly. In the real time scenario, we are directly assigning, we're not creating a constructor and these things, like, and in the protected one. So this is a, like, protected one. Also I explained, like, protected, the code is accessible within the same class or in a class that is inherited from that class. Inheritance we are going to cover soon. Now the last thing that we will be covering here is the internal. So let me talk about what is internal. The code is only accessible within its own assembly, but not from other assembly. I don't need it. I need only MD class. Internal, and I will be writing a name. Let's declare a name here. Public void get name. Console dot write line. The difference between write line and write is this simple one that we already covered in our interview series. Like write line, when you are using that, it will come into a new line, and if you are writing a write, in that case a new line will not be provided to you. Okay, so I can use a slash n for the new line as well, like one more new line if I want, and I can use without that also. Let me use without that also. हमारा name is हमारा name, अरे name के बाद space हो गया, नो इश्यूज, नेम स्पेस कर दूंगा मैं, और उसके बाद मैं क्या करूंगा, सॉरी आई वाज रिकॉर्डिंग इन द इंग्लिश यार, माय बैड, लेट मी कंटिन्यू इन द इंग्लिश ओनली. आई एम राइटिंग इन नेम हियर, आई एम प्रिंटिंग द नेम हियर. Okay, so now what I will be doing, let me access this, seriously showing some error. Non-nullable fields must contain a non-nullable value, while showing exception, it's avoid, you should avoid this exception, avoid it, seriously don't think so much. Okay, now object, you know, like how to create an object of any class, like already I'm showing you many times, like you might have understood till now, like how to get an object. So I get it using the var keyword. Now what I will do, a console dot write line, enter your name, okay, and dot get name. Okay, I think get name is there. Okay, ac dot name is there. Okay, ac dot name equal to console dot read line. What is this console dot read line? Console dot read line is used for reading the data, and by default it is coming as a string. If you are working with an integer, then you have to convert that into an integer. Now I will be doing ac dot get name. So this is a function we created, and then after that what I will do is console dot read line I can do, or any kind of stuff. Okay, okay, then again let me do console dot read line, not necessary, but I'm doing this, like, okay, let me run this, let me see what output. I am getting some error. Yeah, I'm getting this error because I don't have these classes. So let me, what I will do, I will comment out this, enter your name. What's your name? Let me write Sayuri. My name is Sayuri, so I'm writing Sayuri. So Hamara name is Sayuri. This is all, like I am getting this Hamara name is Sayuri. So that only I mentioned here, Hamara name is Sayuri. This is all, like internal. I also explained what is internal, what is the internal. Also I explained that the code is only accessible within the own assembly, but not from other assembly. These were the different access modifier that we generally use in C#. So the next topic that we are going to cover today is inheritance. What is inheritance? Before talking about the inheritance, let's talk something else as well. I think webstar.csv was open here. So I have this get and set. What is this get and set? Get and set, when I am writing, so I can assign some value to the web ID as well. But if I write only get, then I will not be able to assign that value. Let me show you something in this video. Like okay, so I have this var web equal to new web star. Okay, now I can do web dot, I'm getting the error because I didn't add the namespace. Okay, control dot using linQ dot, using linQ, I think using linQ I can do that. What is this linQ? linQ is my this namespace name, not the system dot linQ. You don't get confused regarding this. Web dot, I have this web id equal to, let me give it 25, and console dot write, and here I will be writing web id. Okay, and then let me run this and show you what data we are getting. I'm getting 25 here because I have assigned to this 25. Now let me do one thing. Instead of get, let me remove the set. I'm not setting this seriously, and let me show you here. Property or indexifier cannot be assigned to, it is read only, because I change here to get. If I'm not adding set, then I will not be able to set its value or update its value. So this is how, like, this was a small thing that I have to cover. Web, what is get and what is set. I hope you have understood what is get and what is set. Inheritance, that is most important. Okay. So already I covered single inheritance. Let me show you once again. Right clicking here, add and class. Let me create a base and entity. Let me show you this very important thing. I could have used the existing project to show you. Let me create a new class as well. It's lagging. I don't know what is happening here. Visual Studio. Here I have 16 GB of RAM. You can say 16 GB of RAM I have. I have 256 of SSD, and I have like 1 TB hard disk as well. Then also it's lagging. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I have this. Let me do one thing, like instead of web ID, let me remove this and make it a generic one. ID and name are generic, so it can be like used everywhere in a categories class as well as an other class, because ID name generally we are using that. So what I will be doing, I will be moving this to its base entity, and I will be saving it here and here what I can do, instead of web star, I can remove, let me remove these things. I don't need these things, and I can do here base entity. Okay, base entity. Now I assign to base entity here, instead of directly creating the values parameters here. I'm moving it to base entity, because using the inheritance I can get all the values, like it's a single inheritance, I can use it. And similarly, if I create some other class as well, let me show you one more class I am creating here. I have some get a category class. I think category class is not created yet, so let me create a category class. Okay, I'm getting category class, and similarly what I will be doing here, I will be inheriting this using the base entity to have the flexibility that I can inherit like a base entity. Now what will happen, whatever base entity, whatever fields I have written here, I can directly take the fields and it's are available here. Let me show that you in this program.cs as well, like it's showing it's an exception because I have removed the web.id. Instead what I can do, I can use web.id field is available here now, because I changed it to web.id.id. So I can directly here I can use the ID. So this is all like I can do. Or if you want the class of a second class, that is category, let me show for the category as well. I'm using the new keyword, and I hope you are understanding these things. Category dot, here also I have this ID, and this belongs to this specific class, so I can assign that is to 45 as well. So this is like I can do category. Now think one more thing I can do here. Let me create b entity bent equal to new. I create a base entity. Now I can do bent dot. I can do like this as well, but this is a mistake I had did, because if I create a base entity, like why we are creating, because we don't want this entity should be saved to the database. These things should be saved to the database. This category web start. So the base entity, there is no such requirement like I have to create an object of that. But we are able to create the object of a base entity. We can create an abstract class. Now when I created this abstract class, now let me save this, and let me try to access this. Now you can see here, create cannot create an instance of the abstract class or interface based entity. Now it's not allowing to create an object of this class because I created an abstract class. It's not supported. So you can, if you have this kind of scenario, like you can create a base entity as an abstract class. So I was talking about a sealed class. What's the difference between sealed class and abstract class? Sealed class, we can create an object of that class, but the only thing is like we are not able to do the inheritance of that class. If I create a sealed class, you will see here, like I can't do the inheritance of this class, but the only thing is that I can instantiate that class and I can assign these things. So as per your requirement, when we can assign that. So if you feel like you have a requirement where you don't want to allow that class to be inherited, so in that case you can use a sealed class, and you want in that scenario as well as we can assign that value to a specific class, that class, so you can use that sealed class. And on the other hand, if you have any some requirement where you have to you want that class should be inherited, or you don't want the direct object creation of that class, then you can use an abstract keyword in that class. As per the requirement, you can work on these things. Like I wanted to show you something else as well. Okay, I have this base entity and I want to inherit it using the web stars as well. Like let me do you here web series star, showing an exception because cannot have multiple base classes, because multiple inheritance is not supported in C#, so you will not be able to use a web star directly, two classes directly. But on the other hand, if you have this kind of scenario, then what you have to do, that's the thing you have to, what you have to do. Okay, I have this web star base entity. ठीक है ना, I'm inheriting from the base entity. Now instead of directly using the base entity, what I can do, I can do one thing. Instead of base entity, I can use a web series star. So now what will happen, I'm able to like get data of the base entity as well as a web star. So let me show you here using this program dot like have I created a web, I created this category one as well object. So let me show you category dot have this name, I have this location and ID and these things. With a fix you can do, instead of multiple inheritance, if it's not supported, you can work with a multi-level inheritance that is supported in C#. Okay, yeah, one more thing, like what I can do, I can I can use this web star as well. I can use like I can do something, I have some in interfaces as well, so I can use like interfaces as well. I can have a class inherited as well as a interface inherited simultaneously, but multiple inheritance is not supported in this C#. So let me cover polymorphism in C#. Polymorphism means many forms, and occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. Like polymorphism is achieved by two ways. First one is overloading and second one is overriding. Overloading means like your method names can be same and data parameters should be different, and data type can also be a different. It doesn't matter, it can be, it can't be, like it will be. And second one is overriding, where a base child class overrides the data of the base class. This is called overriding. Overriding is a runtime polymorphism and overloading is a compile time polymorphism. Polymorphism we were covering upon. So let me show you an example of an existing project that we have already going on in e-commerce trends series that is already going on. You can follow that series. I have this search products. This type is take async task, list products. Now have this parameters, search term, minimum price, that kind of stuff. And you can see below, I will go a little bit below, and here search products have some same search products, but here the parameters are different. Here I am taking a enumerable product instead of a list, so it's a little bit different with the list and enumerable that we are covering in this series, e-commerce trends. If you are not following that, you can follow that series as well. The playlist section, follow the playlist section and you will get that get the data, get the whole series available. Okay, so this is how like we can work with a multiple it's like a overloading where we can use this search same name is there but the parameters are different. It's called for overloading. method overloading, which we generally call, and this is asked in the interviews as well. Like okay, and one more thing before that, some people ask in the interviewers ask like, can if you have the same name, same parameter, but the only thing the data type is different, can we work on that? So how like what output will become like which method will be called first, that kind of stuff like they are asking. This is a question for you, like you have to search and write down in the comment which method will follow. Like you have a same method name, same parameters, but the data type is different there, return data type is different. So what you are going to get it like, so that you have to mention here, like whether it's possible or not, that also you have to mention in the comment below. Okay, so now we are going to cover what is overriding in C sharp. Closing that and opening that because sometimes it might happen like my system gets shut down, so my recording will be lost. That's the reason I am doing this. Okay, so overriding means like we have some like overriding the data of any base class. Child class overrides the data of a base class. So this is how like also called overriding. So let's take an example and work on this. So we have some class where what will happen, we have some different methods are available. So there like we have to like override that method, and the same other class is also having the same methods. So let's work on that, like program about CS only. So have some class, let's have a class uh, mm, PNI MB. Okay, this is the class. This is the class, and there I will be having a okay public void ANI. Okay, sound kind of stuff. Let me write this, and I have this. Let me do console dot write line right. I read. Okay, let's do that. It makes the sound. Makes the sound. So this is one class. The second class, let me create a second class. I have some let me I have some animal like cow. Some cow animal, and it's getting inherited from the above class. Let me write one more public void, or instead of writing again and again, let me copy these things. It will be easy for me as well as you, like video will be short enough. And instead of any sound, let me do the any sound only, like no such thing, like same thing I will be okay, make O, and let's create a one more class. I have some dog class. It's also inheriting from this ANB MB. And let me do one more thing. Let me use this ANI sound again, and here like it makes a it makes what it makes bow bow bow. Okay. This is all like this is an instance. Now what I will be doing here. Okay. This is like we created two classes, A and IMB, cow, and this dog. Dog is inheriting from these two same classes. Both are inheriting, and the names also function. Method names also we have the same, but we are printing something else. Now let me create instead of creating these classes, let me create the instances of these classes and show you what data we are getting. Var my ANI equal to ANI MB var how, so I will be writing cow. I'm creating an object of this, and you know like how to create an object similar. We already discussed in the above video in the videos many times, like how to create an object. Like so you might be knowing like how to create an object till now, like if you have not understood, you can what you can do, you can rewind the video and find it like. Okay. Now I created an object. Now I will be what I will do. I will keep calling these functions name. So like I have this my ANI, and I will call this ANI sound. Let me replicate these things to have a flexibility of control D. I duplicated two times. Instead of my ANI, I need a cow, and I need a doc. Now I want like these things should be data should be printed. Let me run this and get what data I'm getting. Let me show you like what data I'm getting. Let me run it and it's showing. So example of an override example or overloading example already covered. You might have understood that. Let's run this. It's taking a little bit time. It makes a sound. It makes a oat. It makes a bow wow. So I'm getting a result as accepted. This is like this. Let me do console.write line. It will be easy for me. Okay, I got this result because I did a mistake. I did a mistake. What mistake I did and okay. So let me show you what mistake. I use the var keyword. So it's taking a class of this class. This is how like you can generate the different codes. Now if I what I do, I can do one thing. I can write ANI MB here, ANI MB here, ANI MB here. If I run this now, what I will get? See the output. It makes a sound. It makes a sound. It makes a sound. But I'm not getting a proper result. I want these results only by making the object creating here like class new class of ANIMB equal to new cow. I want to work like this. So how we can achieve this? That also like we can do that in the override keyword. So what I will be doing here, seriously, what I will be doing here, let me show you one thing. Instead of void, I will add a virtual keyword here, so I can override this, and here what I will be writing here override keyword, and here also same I will be writing override keyword. I'm overriding the data of the base class. Now if I run this, I will get the earlier answer that I was getting while making the objects. I created an object. It makes a sound. It makes the O. It makes the bow wow. This is how like I can work using the virtual and override keyword. So this time what I did, I created a the class name is this ANIMB everywhere, and the new keyword I'm writing this cow, dog, and other names. And here what I am doing like. In the override keywords, I am overriding the data. This is a bit lengthy video, but the last topic we will be covering today in the OOPS concept is abstraction. And what is abstraction? Abstraction data abstraction is the process of hiding certain details, showing only essential information to the user or the client. It can be achieved by two ways, either by abstract class or by interfaces. Like in abstract class, I already show you like using the abstract keyword you have to do that. You can create an abstract method as well, like, and it is restricted it's restricted to you will not be able to get an object of that class. Use that abstraction using the interfaces as well. So let me show you some of the interfaces here. Like already if you have covered seen our web API codes or the React codes you have followed, there also like I created different interfaces. Let me show you one of the interfaces we have for the course service. So and you can see the code as well here. Like I have this course surface here. I wrote this. These are the methods which are available, like tasks, enumerable. I have these courses and these things. Similar things are available for this. You can see this courses, search courses. It is available here like search courses, enumerable, and the method name is exactly same what we have. Like this is the definition we are writing here, and this is the like what code we are writing here like inside that. So these are mentioning here like we are mentioning is here like this is the like interface we have created. And like the only thing like we use in program.cs, instead of directly calling the service name, we are calling with the interface name I course service, then course service. If you would have not created the course interfaces, like we have to use this service name only, like not interface name. And here what we are doing, instead of directly injecting the I have not used here, I have used in the controller, I think so. Courses controller I have used this. You can see like I used the I course service instead of like course service. So like we have to work with directly with the interfaces instead of like class name. This is called like interfaces in C#. So like I will be creating a difference video with the interfaces and what is abstraction in the above videos. Like you can in the upcoming videos I will get a short video that will be very helpful for you all as well, like seriously. So we covered a bit topics today, like what all the hoops concepts available here. Like before winding up, like let's talk about the enums as well. This also like enums. Enums is a special class that represents a group of constants, and these are unchangeable. Like style. Let me show you that as well for now. Like it will be that will also like a bit helpful for you. Like we already covered that in our which video we covered that in our e-commerce series. Like you, if you have followed that, you should not follow, like you can follow that series. Like it will be very helpful for you. Like let's show you that we already covered this for the shop page, where we wanted a parameter that we don't want to save in the database, but we wanted we can distribute on the web. So we can distribute like what pages are there, that also we can do. Like so enums are also very helpful. Like you can use enums. There can be some scenarios like where you can use enum. For example, like we have some like parameter which we can use like to save like which database connection should we use. Like that also we can use an enum. In that case we can use a enum. Like if you want like some parameters which should be available that we don't want to save the database. Like already like in the comment section also, like I think we did that, and comments I think we have covered. Like if you have not watched that video, like so might be like I'm recording this video earlier. That video like is created a bit like let me show you. Like I have some enums. I created two enums for you. Like one is shop style and second one is like entity name, and it's a default I added as a 1 and grid as a 2. So like this, like we can define some enums. So like we can define some enums as well. Like so in this video, like this was a very like lengthy video. Like where I covered all the concepts regarding with the oops concept in the C sharp. I will meet you in some other video, like where we will be covering upon some DSA or something like oops like solid principles or like a design pattern. That also we will be covering in the upcoming videos. For now, like you can follow our Python series or ADF video series, or you can follow like React series. Angular series also going to become soon, and most important, e-commerce is also going on, where we are covering ASP.NET and MVC on this CSS series also. If you want to follow that also you can follow. Yeah, I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.